Okay. Hi everyone. Hello and good afternoon everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the first Lean Digital Transformation Masterclass by Cyber Media Research and BT and BT. Today's masterclass is specifically on building the right digital business excellence model. Hi, I am Shayan De, Senior Editor at Cyber Media Research, and I am going to be your host for the session today. Before we proceed further, please note that throughout the duration of this session, all the participants will be in listen-only mode. If you have any questions, then you can post them directly in the chat window in front of you, and we'll do a Q&A session at the end of the masterclass. So to briefly set the context for today's session, as we all know that the pandemic made digital transformation an immediate need, so any plans to undergo digital transformation over a fever had to be done immediately. Now that we are hopefully coming out of the pandemic, it is time for every enterprise to rethink their digital transformation strategy and overcome all of its shortcomings. Our session today focuses on the concept of lean digital transformation, how to incorporate it in your own business, and how to build the perfect model for digital operation to achieve business excellence. This is, of course, easier said than done, as so many questions come into one's mind and answers to be found, and so many issues are there which need to be addressed. To address all such questions and all such issues on lean digital transformation and how to build the perfect digital business excellence model, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our expert speaker of today, Mr. V. Srinivasa Rao, Chairman and MD of BT and BT. So, team, can we please have Mr. Rao on the screen along with me?
Hi, good day.
Oh, good day, Mr. Rao. Welcome, Mr. Rao. Thank you for joining us today. Before I hand over the screen to you, allow me to give a brief introduction about you to our attendees. Mr. Rao has 26 years of experience in diverse IT industry and has worked in senior executive position at many IT majors like TCS, Infosys, iGate, Tech Mahindra, Satyam, etc. He is not only a business leader, he is a renowned speaker, an author, and a social entrepreneur. He recently authored a great book named Lean Digital Thinking, which you can read on Amazon Kindle. He also acts as a chief digital officer, consultant, and advisor at BT and BT. So welcome again, Mr. Rao, and I hand over the audience to you.
Thank you, and thank you so much. So, thanks everyone for joining this session. I am sure digitalization, digital transformation, these words we have been using for many years. Maybe for the last 5 years, I think it has been becoming a everyday affair. So, what is that new things we are going to speak? Probably you may decide at the end whether I am going to share some of my practical experiences and how to make the digitalization or digital transformation successful. So some of my experience I would like to share. So the way I want to speak today with you or want to have a discussion with you is, so what is this new digital world? I mean, I'm sure you might say I know everything, or I may something, or I may not know. So considering all these, I think, dimensions, I would like to set the context like, what is this new digital world and why we need to digitalize? Okay, I'm confident I will try to touch upon some of the things what probably you have not experienced till now. So if you already experienced, then we can have a great discussion. The second part is, I think, most of the digitalization or digital transformation initiatives, how do you ensure that there is a structured approach? It's not like something I think our competitors started or some changing situations, trends, or shifts and all. I think there must be a structured framework for digitalization with playbooks, with the required tools and techniques and best practices or templates. Okay, and also the phase life cycle for digitalization. All those things needs to be there. And third, I think it's not only just digitalizing, you also need to operationalize whatever you digitalize. Most of the times the failure happens. We passionately drive the digital programs and roll out the outcomes of the digital programs. But every day, the customers or employees or our stakeholders may not be using the outcomes of the digitalization. Then I think it is like operational success, but patient fail. I think we need to really come out of that situation. Finally, what skills I think you as leaders needs to acquire. Our whole focus for starting this session, the master series, is how to empower the business executives so that they become confident and they can start asking the technology guys what they need, and they also become the digital business innovators. Okay, so empowering the business is the whole objective of this particular session. We talk less on the technologies and more of the impact of technologies on the business. Okay, so with that note, let me start my presentation. So I hope you are able to see the presentation.
Yes, it's clear.
Just 1 second. Okay, so how do we unlock the power of digitalization? Let me share a few of the examples which you already might have seen a few, but a few things could be very interesting. So in this new digital world, look at here, a t-shirt has sensors, or it's some small electrode is there. It reads your heart health. And the health indicators are sent to the mobile phone, maybe to your doctor or maybe to your near and dear. Immediately, if any intervention is required, you can take it. So that the t-shirt has become a medical device today. Okay, this one again, the power of technologies. We'll talk about it. Look at here, the human body, you have a glucose sensor and transmitter one side, and it reads what is the glucose level in our body. And there is a pump. And based on the insulin level, the pump will pump whatever the level of insulin is required through the injection, that is the infusion set. You don't need to worry about diabetics now. So this will take care. Okay, the power of technology. So here, this is a manufacturing plant, Siemens. It's a bottling plant. No human beings. One machine is just reading the RFID tag instructions on the bottle. On the bottle, there's a sticker, and with probably RFID tag is there with all the instructions. The machine one, I think the bottle with that tag comes there, and next it is going to the machine where it knows which liquid needs to be filled in there. Then it go to the next one, automatically it put a screw and spout, and finally it will give a label. No human beings, right? So this is only one example of the shop floors today. Very interesting, look at here, bed sheet. It is 8 sleeve. So look at, you can adjust the temperature at both sides, left side and right side. If your partner wants some warm temperature, you can have there. If you want a very cold temperature this side, you can have that, right? And it will read your health indicators when you sleep on the bed. And it can be used as an alarm, right? So, I mean, the bed sheets are becoming intelligent. And the bed sheets, in fact, some other examples are there. I can set through mobile phone app, when I lie down on this bed, what music should be on in my room, what light should be on in my room, what is the AC temperature I want to have in this room. Everything you can set when you are in office. When you come home, you lie down, everything is set. This is the intelligent bed sheet. Then the intelligent shoe, especially in the unsafe areas where the workers are working. I think the light is not there, or the path is not good, or if you are falling and all. This is the intelligent shoe, which will show the path, and it will also alert you when you are not properly going and then probably falling or something like that. Okay, this is a very interesting thing. Look at here the band. I'm not a guy who does great exercise, but physical exercise, but it is encouraging now. If you do more and more physical exercise, you will get better interest on the money which you deposit in my bank. The power of technology. They are tracking your health indicators using Fitbit or some other relevant stuff, and they take the what is that health exercises you are doing, and they are encouraging, my dear friend, if you do better exercises, you will get better interest, right? So all this possible with technologies. Now, okay, now everybody's talking for the last 1 year, especially our friend Zuckerberg talk about metaverse. Now this bank has started avatars of their employees, and then you can get into metaverse. You can have a conversation, you can get information about the bank and all. You don't need to go to physical bank, you just get immersed into the virtual bank. But these metaverse is being used for today mostly for information and a little bit of customer support, but not for the real transactions as such in the metaverse. It's getting there. So this is another interesting thing. You go to a retail store, for example, me went to the retail store, but I have the app of that particular retail store, which is in my mobile phone, and I go nearer to this. maybe 50 meters away from that mannequin. Immediately I get a message, welcome guest. And after that, it will show, hey, you know one thing, what is the attire I have? That costs this much. And it is available in aisle number XYZ. Or you want to order through e-commerce, just go this link and then order it. So what is the presence they are giving, right? What an experience they are giving. Not only that, in the retail stores today, you have VR, AR mirrors. You don't need any dress change rooms, right? So by looking at the mirror, you can really try different styles of attires. And car is a platform today. Car is a platform, and also car is a big software system, which has millions and millions of lines of code, right? It has music, it has internet, navigation, audio, video, games, whatnot. So it has become a big software system, right? This is interesting. I think I'll put the sound. Okay, this robo. Are you able to hear the sound?
The sound is great.
Next sound. This guy is trying to do the work of the construction labor. He's going and sitting there. I mean, this is just beginning. So labor participation, career probably started out with this. But has it impact on employment and the different particular process. If you look at that guy, he's acting like a human being, right? So the other interesting thing, look at here, how the tiling in the construction industry is happening. These are all the robotics forms. The guy is taking the tile, and what he does, you look at there. Bit slow now, maybe 5 years, that guy becomes pretty faster, can do the styling of a room in 1 hour. Okay. So all those things are coming up now, the power of technology. See, I touched upon almost every industry, healthcare, manufacturing, retail, banking, real estate, whatnot. What I'm trying to emphasize is technologies are touching every sector. Classic example. So in summary, if you look at every equipment, could be a pacemaker, could be a fighter jet, or it could be a Boeing, or it could be a car, or it could be a chair, or a bed sheet, or a baby diaper, it doesn't matter. Every physical object is injected with software. Okay, they are technologically driven. Don't you think now this is a sea change? So you look at there, the services got changed, the business models got changed, the products got changed, the assets also, whatever assets are there, they are getting changed just because of the technologies, right? I think this is the context I would like to set. So you look at all these examples, the power, and all the business people have to understand this, right? They have to understand that, my God, this is touching my retail store, this is touching my operations in the manufacturing plant. This is completely touching my construction industry, whatever I am doing in the day-to-day work. And in the bank, the way I am going to interact with my customers is changing, etc., etc. So the business people have to really understand the applications of technologies at the business side. It's not just simply technologies, right? Okay, why this happening? Why all these things are happening? I'm sure there should be a reason, right? I mean, the last 10 years, we have been talking digitalization. I started the digital business at Tech Mahindra in 2012. At that time, not many people understood. But today, okay, people really, the acceleration phase started. Okay, so this is happening because just one reason, the convergence of technologies. For example, I'm a person who came from IT, the information technologies. I worked with Tatas, I worked with Mahindras, and I worked with Infosys, Satyam, that is IT. And then you have different type of companies which come from operational technologies. They have been there for last many decades. Could be Siemens, Philips, Caterpillar and all. They deal with sensors, they deal with machine to machine in the past. Okay, today we are talking about IoT and all. The operational technologies are the technologies which give life to things. Like you saw that, right? When I say life to things, what? If you take any physical object like a chair or a car or something, they can sense, they can process the data, they can think, they can communicate, they can even predict to some extent. That's why I'm calling, we are giving life to things and they are working with us also with human beings. That is OT. And the CT is the communication and collaboration technologies. Where were when 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G already working. China and South Korea are also working on that. So on short range transportation networks like 6LoWPAN, Zigbees, LoRaWAN, right? That is communication. A lot of, I think, innovations happened. And most importantly, the collaboration technologies like social media, the co-innovation, crowdsourcing, collaborative, video conferencing, like what we are doing in the Zoom today, they're all collaborative technologies. So when IT plus OT plus CT got converged, the intersection point has, I think, the power. That's where all the examples what I showed in the previous screens, we are able to do just because of the convergence of IT, CT, OT. You look at any example, you will have all these three technologies, whatever I have shown. But when I expand all these technologies, look at here, almost more than 20 technologies are there. Okay, if you exclude probably biotechnology, maybe I think you can have probably 12 to 15 technologies are there. So IT, which we already there, and then you have CT, which we already talked about, and collaboration also there. Okay, I think this is what the whole, I think the change happening because of, I coined this as a modern cyber system. When IT plus CT plus OT, and the intersection is called modern cyber system. If you go to life sciences industry, you also have BT, that is biotechnology. Okay, so the operational technologies and the domain specific technologies might vary, but the key message here is it is not individual technologies, the intersection, the innovation lies, the power lies at the intersection of technologies, the fusion of technologies. Okay, when they got intersected and the fusion happening, new capabilities got emerged, which we never imagined in our life. Why everybody is talking about digitalization? Imagine this is the first step. There are new capabilities emerged which were not there in the past. Number one, intelligent things possible today. Intelligent car, intelligent chair, intelligent robot is doing the total security and safety today, right? So there are intelligent things are there. They are working with people today and omnipresent. Anywhere, anytime, using any device, you can offer the services. Or I can get the services. I can share the information. I can get the information, right? Anywhere, anytime, using any device, which was not there in the past. All these technologies convergence again. Then we are hyper connected, which was not possible, but today you have chatbots, bots, robots, smart contracts, things, what, everything. Human beings, the human workforce and digital workforce are working together. This capability was not there in the past. Then humanless operations, you have seen the Siemens, the factory 4.0. China, I think in one of the manufacturing shop floor, they removed 90% of the staff. It is autonomous operations. Then human intelligence is enhanced. My intelligence with my experience, I am able to take decision. But if it is augmented with artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithms, that is called virtual brains. So that is possible. You can augment the human intelligence. I can see the future. Today, using the technologies, using predictive models and simulation models, I can see the future. And I can also recommend, I can also get automatic recommendations. And finally, it is easy to extend your business ecosystem, integrating with suppliers, partners. And the ecosystem partnership is not just your own ecosystem. You have to integrate with so many other suppliers and partners easily with the technologies available today. And the last but not least is you don't need to travel today. You can co-innovate sitting at home. And all of us now can come onto the collaborative platform. We can have a innovation. We can learn each other, right? And we can also have virtual operations for taking the decisions and all. So these are the new capabilities. If somebody says that, what is this? Why everybody is talking about digitalization? Yes, my dear friend, the convergence and the intersection of the technologies have given so many new capabilities. If my competition is embracing or new companies are emerging, I will become irrelevant if I don't use these capabilities. right? I think that's one key message. Okay, all that capabilities created something I called the troika. So whatever capabilities I told, that is a modern cyber system, IT plus CT plus OT plus BT. It created a troika, that means a new economy, which is driven by digital products, digital services, the job opportunities in the digitalization, your exports, your investments, your imports, and all around technology, all around modern cyber system. That's why it is called the economy is driven by digitalization, right? And then next one is the revolution, industry revolution today. Because of the modern cyber system, we are living in a fourth industrial revolution. We moved from first, second, and third. Electricity, steam engines and electricity, IT and electronics. Now we are in the different area. That is a modern cyber system. And finally, hyper connectivism. People to people connected, but I think real time, not unlike in the past. And people to things connected in real time, and things to things get connected in real time. Car can talk to car. Okay, so this is the world what we are living in. With that, I think I would like to summarize. The modern cyber system has created a new revolution. You look at in the middle. If it is impact in the physical systems like manufacturing industries and all, that's where Germany introduced cyber physical systems called Industry 4.0. If it is impacting the social systems like public education, public healthcare, citizen services, mostly government or NGOs, it is a social society 4.0. If it is impacting the businesses and enterprises on the processes, products, services, business models, then it is enterprise 4.0. And this modern cyber system is also impacting human body. The modern cyber system can repair so many illnesses, right? So that is biology 4.0. So when somebody says fourth industrial revolution, it is not industry 4.0. That is only one element of fourth industrial revolution. Okay. So all happening because of modern cyber system with the convergence of technologies and with the new capabilities. With that note, now let me summarize now. You understand the few examples. You also understand the convergence of technologies and new capabilities. Now let me share why you need to digitalize. So in this context, there are three important inflection points you need to look at as an organization, whether you are from the board of directors or CXOs or business heads. Number one, who is my customer? Any change? Because of these technological innovations, it's not only you are getting access. In fact, the customers, your employees are getting access to new technologies ahead of you, right? So the customers, that means what their needs, what their wants, what are their problems, what are their expectations, what is their behavior. You understand that or not? This is one important trigger point or inflection point. The second is your competition is changing. Not from your line of business. I'll explain that. And then physical and digital worlds are getting converged. Today I'm sitting at my home. I'm using the Zoom. It is a digital world. I am at the physical. We are converging. And I am working with Robo. Is a digital world, but I'm a human being. The physical and digital world got converged. These three are the very important points you need to look at in the context of your businesses. So look at here the customers. Every 60 seconds, I'm sure you might have seen this screen. Every 60 seconds in the internet, what is happening? So many millions of videos are seen, millions of messages are exchanged, millions of mails are exchanged, audios, videos, whatnot, right? That means the speed at which the communication happening and the exposure to this caused a lot of change in the customers. They look for continuous newness. In 90s and 2000s, mobile phones used to be released 24 months, 36 months, 18 months, but now 3 months, 4 months. Okay, newness. Come on, new technologies are coming. I want metaverse enabled services, for example. Okay, and then no tolerance, please. If your services are not good, product is not good, immediately I go and voice out my opinion in social media, or I might change immediately. There is no tolerance. And not services and products, we are expecting unforgettable moments of experience. When I go to the bank, for example, I expect a personalized experience. They already did my persona based on my social media profile, probably LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta and all. They already gathered all my information. They did the sensitivity analysis and they started giving my personalized ads on the Facebook, which is already happened. And when I go to the bank also, based on my profile and persona, they might give the gifts which will make me happy. That is the experience. Okay. So that's what I think. The purchase decisions are no more talking to few people. You go and search in the internet, millions of people are saying this product is good, this service is good or bad, your decision are changed. Even movies today we are seeing just by seeing in the internet. I'm sure you agree with me, right? What the number of stars are given by the viewers, right? So that is your customer. Okay. Then very, very challenging. Who is your competition? Any industry, just think about it. GAFM, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, all these guys are our Facebook. They're all slowly encroaching into the other industries, banking. And Google and Apple entered into the automotive. And Apple and Samsung just took over the watch business. Okay. And one telecom company is acquiring a healthcare company. So you don't know who is your competition. So you have to look at, unlike in the past, GAFM is our competition and the digital lizards, I call them. The tech startups, healthcare tech startups, fintech, right? And build tech, whatever different techs are there, right? And they are also your traditional organizations which have been there for a long time. They are not born digitals like these. They are called digital immigrants. Okay, you digital immigrants, my dear friends, you need to look at the GAFM and the digital lizards and your line of business also. Somebody is ahead of you. They might be already using the digitalization. I think it is a nightmare. Your competition landscape is changed because of the modern cyber system. So how to compete with them, right? How do you basically move forward? Now look at here the physical and digital world. The physical worlds could be social systems like public health, public education, enterprise systems like businesses, manufacturing systems, these are all physical world, right? And if you look at the digital world, I think there are some intelligent cars, intelligent machines, intelligent equipment, and intelligent devices, and immersive world like metaverse, for example, or AR, VR, and communication network. This is called digital world. When this plus this called combined, that's where it is happening today. Because of the modern cyber system, we call phygital. So we need to understand that you are living in a phygital world, not physical or digital separately. So with these three inflection points, your whole context, your reference points got changed. What? Your customer is different, your competition is different, your operations will change because of the phygital. A lot of human interventions will be reduced. And a different way you take the decisions. Okay. So these three inflection points are there. That's where you need to take a decision of, I think you need to digitalize. So what is now voice of organizations like you? Technology has become driving force, not the enabler. This, I'm sure many of you may not agree, but we can have a separate discussion and debate on that. Technology is not enabler today. It's a challenge. Technology is the driving force. Okay. Is the driving force or is one of the driving forces? Yes, one of the driving forces and also the driving force. We will discuss that. Okay. Next is what organizations are saying. We don't want to sell services and products and all with this, that and all. We want to sell experience. Okay. So that I can have a lifelong customer. So experience design is a new subject today. And with this phygital world, I want to optimize my human interventions. I want to provide services faster, better, cheaper, and cost effectively because the phygital world I have to leverage. And then we want to create, it's not like just simply operational excellence. If you modern cyber system, you are not able to create new revenue streams. You are not able to reach the new customer segments. What's the point having all these things? One of the hospitals, they basically did leverage this modern cyber system. They opened the primary healthcare centers in the rural India. From all the cities, now they are offering excellent services to the rural population. It's not a government primary care centers. It is a private primary care centers, right? And they never explored that business in the past. They were always in the metro cities, but today they are able to grab that, take the advantage of the business at what? At the rural India, right? So like that, you need to look for any new opportunities, any new market expansions, any new customer segments, okay, or any new channels to reach the customers. If I don't get answers, the digitalization is of no use, right? So this is another interesting thing. And I want to leapfrog my competition, but very difficult. GAFM, lizards, your own. With that note, I think we need to digitalize. Okay, I think this is the summary. So I think I talked about why digitalize. I'm sure you all agree now. It is becoming really very complex. But unfortunately, even you know that reason why we digitalize. Do you think the Nokia doesn't know what changes are coming in? Do you think BlackBerry doesn't know what changes are coming in? I'm sure they know what changes are coming in, but they disappear, right? They know why digitalize. But what is the point of discussion here is 75% of the digital transformation initiatives are not successful. This is very alarming. Millions and billions of dollars are spent all over the world, but there is no ROI. I think that needs to be addressed, right? So that's where this is my, I think, the personal experience I translated. There are so many business excellence models in the world. I'm sure some of senior executives here know that US, they call it as Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, and it has 7 pillars of excellence, business excellence, and there is a European Foundation for Quality Management in Europe. They're all exceptional models. In fact, when I was in Tata, TCS, we used to have the similar thing like Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, like a Tata Business Excellence model. We used to call it a JRDQV, quality value, okay? But these models factored everything required for a business, any business, but there is a new wrapper required that is called the digitalization wrapper on the top of your conventional businesses. That type of business excellence models are not there in the world. This is where I think this is a new thing I introduced passionately, that is called a lean digital business excellence model. I will talk about it. So if lean aspect is not considered when you are digitalizing, the lean started in 1903, I guess, or 10 at Ford. They never called it as a lean, but it is nothing but elimination of non-value adding activities. But after that, Japanese really mastered in that. 1990s, it became very popular. The manufacturing industry took the complete advantage of the lean, right? I'm sure you know that how to eliminate the waste with the lean. So now the context is changed. All the lean practices started probably in the first, second, and third revolutions, but now you are in the fourth industrial revolution. Don't you think you need to contextualize lean? So you need to really look at, don't build the digital enterprises which are fat to build and operate. You must build lean digital enterprises. Just to give an idea of what is lean, defined by gurus. Just remember something called warm pit, WORM, PIT. So these are all non-value adding activities in any of the organization, whatever the industry you are. So waiting time, overproduction, rework, people moving from one location to another location, that is warm. Pit is your over processing and inventory, high inventory, and then transportation. These are all the ways which you have to look at in the context of your digitalization. Digital technologies help you to make your organizations leaner. Lean itself will give you a lot of methods and tools, so that the lean tools, lean methods, plus digital technologies, that is modern cyber system, build a very sophisticated lean digital enterprise. Okay, don't build digital enterprises. That's very key. Okay, now let me tell you now what is go lean digital is what something I am promoting. Okay, don't go digital, go lean digital. For this, I'm going to give you some tips with my experience. Okay, 12-12-5. This I call it as a 12-12-5 business excellence model. All business executives need to understand this, including, of course, the technology executives. What does it mean? So this lean digital business executive model answers 3 important things. One is what to digitalize. Are we clear? It's not just simply digitalizing your supply chain management process or HR process or finance process, or I offer my services through mobile, social media, car console, refrigerator door, and watch and all that is omnipresent. That's not digitalization. That is only just a drop in the ocean. So we must understand what to digitalize. The whole anatomy of your organization needs to be looked at like human anatomy. Human body is nothing but so many organs. I cannot say I will just repair some 2 organs and say everything is fine if you are not doing well. I have to look at the total organs and see that I have to repair. So master health checkup is required, right? So you need to look at what is that organization anatomy and what to digitalize. You need to answer yourself based on so many factors. That's why I call it as a digitalize. Then acquire a digital mindset. You can't execute with your old mindset. And finally, how to digitalize. That's where you fail mostly. So we need to look at how to digitalize. I think these 3 aspects. So I divided this excellence model into 4 business clusters and 12 building blocks, 4 thinking clusters, and 12 lean digital thinking principles. This is called a digital manifesto. You have election manifesto, you have this lean manifesto like that. You also have a manifesto for digitalization that I call it as a lean digital thinking. And finally, the life cycle. Okay, how to digitalize. Let me go one by one here. Look at here. 4 clusters. You as a senior executive needs to look at when somebody says that what to digitalize, you need to answer a question that depends on so many parameters. Your management bandwidth, your budget, your capabilities, right? And your business competition, your customer needs, expectations. Based on that, you need to decide what to digitalize. It's not just only 1 or 2 parameters you factor. Whether you want to digitalize operations, okay, then you have to digitalize workplaces. The workplaces could be a shop floor. The workplace could be a dealer shop. The workplace could be a retail store. It depends on a mining industry. The workplace might be different, right? So you need to look at in the context of your industry. If you want to digitalize operations, you need to digitalize 3 things: workplaces and business processes. There will be at least 11 to 12 business processes you will have. Okay, digitalization started with marketing process. That's where last 10 years everybody is doing digital marketing, and that's not enough, right? You need to have digital sales, digital finance, digital HR, digital supply chain and logistics, and digital product lifecycle management, digital inventory management, digital procurement management, whatnot. You have to look at what processes needs to be digitalized. And finally, the most important thing is the operating model. The operating model is nothing but, do you need to change your organizational structure? Do you need to introduce any new roles? Yes, of course you are introducing, but you need to do it holistically, right? That is our, and then if you want to create a blueprint for next 3 to 5 years, you look at the extreme left. You need to design digital business vision. You need to design digital business models proactively, and you need to have a digital business strategy, and you need to quantify your digital business. You might need to define new key performance indicators which doesn't exist. Did you hear 10 years back net promoter score? No, right? That is a new metric you are monitoring. Like that, if you digitalize your whole organizations, you have to look at that new key metrics also. Okay. Then most importantly, you have to digitalize your products. I already shown the examples. The products like a bedsheet, product like a car, right? A product like a baby diaper, okay, or a chair or equipment, your products and services anywhere, anytime using any devices. You have to provide the services. For all these things, most importantly, which we came from, our friends, technology guys needs to look at now, IT plus CT plus OT, the strategy will change. It's not IT only or OT only or CT only separated. It is a convergence. Your strategies needs to be around that. The modern cyber system, how it will help, you have to create a strategy. The modern cyber system, IT governance is gone. It is a very myopic view. You need to look at the convergence of technology, the governance will change, the architecture will change. So if you are a senior executive from the board of directors to the bottom level, you need to look at what to digitalize out of these 12 building blocks. Based on your requirements, you have to choose rather ad hoc. Don't select ad hocly. Then how do you select that? As per your requirement, I will also explain. The next one is, I think this look at, a lot of people say, I think very interesting thing is, I want to digitalize whatever. I think when the pandemic started, if somebody started using Microsoft Teams or Zoom, they are saying we are digitalized. I'm sorry. That's only a drop in the ocean. Okay, I started using productivity applications like Microsoft 365, Google Cloud. No, I'm sorry, that is a drop in the ocean. Okay, so look at extreme left side. In the last 50, 60 years, what we are doing is we are automating the processes and digitizing the documents, taking the photos or scanned copies or some of the other documents and all. That is called digitization. If we call digitization, it is very, 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 very lowest level of, I think, even not automation. You are just digitizing documents, taking photographs, images, or some documents and all, but you are using those digitized assets during your processes which are automated, then that is automation. So digitization is only a part of automation that you have to understand. Then when I say digitalization, then your operational technology, your communication collaboration technologies, your IT and all these things are coming in. And finally, they are touching every element. Look at here, the extreme right side, you look at there. If you want to transform the whole organization, all 12 building blocks will be digitalized. If you want to transform only operations, then 3 building blocks will be digitalized. So you have to choose your path based on your requirement. So that's where you have to understand digitization is different. I already explained. Digitalization means probably it may not be transformative in nature. A few building blocks you are digitalizing with modern cyber system. If it is a complete transformation, maybe organization level you are doing it. This is what to digitalize. The next one is, I think, very interesting thing. The execution, digital execution with the traditional mindset assures you a successful failure. Okay, you must have a new thinking. That's where I introduced a new manifesto called Lean Digital Thinking. I may spend a couple of things here. So when you are starting a digitalization, you must always ask for any digital program or any digital initiative you started, you need to ask a question, am I going to deliver unforgettable moments of experience to my customers? Am I going to optimize my human interventions? Am I going to establish a real-time communication collaboration so that from anywhere, anytime we can do a virtual business operations, we can innovate, we can learn and all? And can I safeguard my privacy and safety? Can I see the future, predict and improve the business performance? So if these questions you ask when you start digitalization, your digital mindset will change. In fact, in my book, this itself is 150 pages. I have just encapsulated into one slide. So if you want to acquire a digital mindset, you need to understand each and every block here. Then only you get a new thinking. You know that what to digitalize, but if you don't know the digital mindset and you never establish a common digital language, and if you talk to board of directors, what is digitalization? Somebody say digitization, somebody say digitalization, somebody say digital transformation. It's all confusion. So if you have this mindset, there is a common digital purpose, common language, common standard, and everything is standardized, and you start thinking in the right direction. This is called, I think, the acquired digital mindset. Now, if you take any programs, digital programs, or any defense programs, or construction projects, or irrigation projects, I am sure you agree with me, there is always a life cycle, right? If you don't have that structured life cycle for the digitalization, don't do it like an IT project. If you do the digitalization like IT project, you will fail. That's where there is a structured life cycle required with 5 pages we defined, like inspire, assess, innovate, experiment, institutionalize. This can be discussed very separately. But inspire means bringing all from top to bottom. If you are 1 lakh employees, 100,000 employees have to have common understanding of digitalization. You should also have something like a common language you have to set. Then you have to know digitalization cannot be started without you knowing where you are. If I want to digitalize the supply chain management process, I should know what is the digital quotient of supply chain. What are the digital strengths? What are the digital weaknesses of my supply chain management process? If you know the baseline, you know the gaps, then you know where to go year 1, year 2, year 3. You define a benchmark without knowing the current base state, I'm sorry, then you fail. Yes, I want to become a prime minister, but what is my baseline? I'm just an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur becoming a prime minister, it doesn't happen like that. It may be a 20-year journey or 15-year journey, that too with the dedicated efforts. If you're really having that passion and commitment, right? So I think without knowing the baseline, the current baseline state of the digital state, you can't move to the benchmark state that easily. That's where this is SS is required. Then innovate, experiment, and institutionalize. This is how to digitalize part. And out of this pages SS, I want to just spend a couple of minutes here. Look at here, I showed you the 12 building blocks, right? I explained what to digitalize. Acquiring digital mindset, the 12 principles I said. This is a 2x2 assessment you have to do. This is the way you know where you are. What is your maturity level? I call this as a lean digital quotient. Very simple. Digitalization is nothing but 12x12. And you need to find, if you want to find what is the digital process perspective, if you want to assess, you assess against these 12 principles and find what are you. That means your digital CRM is an opportunist or entrant or cultivator. Cultivator is the highest maturity level. Okay, now I want to just give an idea, another 2 minutes, I'll conclude. So with all these things, you understand the modern cyber system, and it is touching the 12 building blocks of your organization. Out of that, only 3 are technology. 9 are business side. What are those 3? Technology strategy, technology architecture, technology governance. Only 3 are the business technology side. If you look at the 9 things I talk about, business vision, business strategy, business model, business outcomes, products, services, processes, workplace, operating model, all 9 are from business side. And this technology is impacting that. As a business guys, you need to understand these 9 building blocks are getting impacted. Which one I have to digitalize first? Okay. And to digitalize all those 9 building blocks, my dear technology friends, the software applications landscape is completely changed. Last 50, 60 years, we have been talking about process automations. That's where the systems of records. But today we are talking about experiences, mobile phone, social, analytics. You are engaging the customers, then systems of engagement. You got the things now because of the OT, operational technology, sensors, networks and all. These are all systems of things. These 3 type of software applications are coming together to support your digitalization of the 9 building blocks. On the top of that, you have systems of intelligence where you get artificial intelligence, machine learning, hindsight, foresight, and this is what technology landscape today. These categories of applications are able to build, are able to design, build, and operate as a technology organization. If these 4 categories, you can't support those 9 building blocks of digitalization. Okay. So with that now, finally, I will conclude. All these things possible only when you build the skills from the top to bottom. All employees needs to understand. If you have 100,000 employees, everybody needs to understand what is digitalization, why I should know digitalization, what to digitalize, how to digitalize, but in their language. If an entry-level associate is there, I have to answer all those questions, but in their language, at their level of experience. If it is a board of directors, at their level of experience, right? A strategic leadership, tactical leadership, that's where the digital learning academies have to be redesigned. 95% of the employees in the organizations are business employees. Only 5% or less than that are technology employees. I have to look at the skill improvement of the 95% or 96% of my business employees. We have to build new skills, new behaviors, new attitudes. It's entirely different. They need to understand the impact of technology on the businesses. I have not talked here anything like clustering, classification, blockchain, smart contracts, consensus mechanism. That is technology language. I already all what I talked here is the impact of those technologies and their convergence on the business. So you need to acquire that. You need to create new career progression paths and moving from top to bottom, or bottom to up. New skills. So the learning academies have to build very comprehensive career progression paths in the digital businesses and build those skills to move from one role to another role. Okay. To summarize, number 1, empower business executives with the knowledge of technology impact on the whole organization anatomy. Look at that, 12 building blocks. And then every business is a technology business. There is a FedEx declared we are a software company, but they are a courier company. Master, that called, what is that? Masterclass. What is that? Payment company? I'm sorry. MasterCard. They said we are a technology company. We are not a payment card company, right? So you have to think now as a CEO or a CFO or any CXO or a business unit head, you have to ask yourself, my business is a technology business, period. The reason is your 9 building blocks are getting impacted with technology, unlike in the past. In the past, mostly technology impacted processes, and whether it is a business process or industry process in the shop floor. But now it is 9 building blocks. So every business guy has to understand that. Acquire digital mindset, our 12 lean digital thinking principles, and use that digital business excellence model, which I have shown, 12 building blocks, 12 lean digital thinking principles, and 5 pages digitalization, and drive these digital programs like tech startups. This is another cultural shift I am advising, because the change is constant and instant. It is coming very rapidly. Business guys and technology guys can't say, I basically don't have the required agility infrastructure. I can, no, drive them like startups so that you have the required agility. Okay. And rename your IT. This is consistently I am saying, don't call your technology department as IT is myopic view. You have IT, CT, OT, BT, so many technologies got added. Simply call technology. And CIO is not Chief Information Officer, he is a Chief Intelligence Officer today. Okay, that's it. I think so. We have some very short time. We'll take some questions.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Rao, for this interesting and so detailed session. And I do see already some of the questions are coming in. So should we move to the Q&A session? Are you ready for that?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay. So Abhay is asking, what should be the starting point in the digital world? Everybody is talking about cloud, mobility, analytics, intelligence, but what should be the actual entry point?
Certainly, this is not the entry point. That's what I've been telling, right? The entry point is the business pain point. Okay, what is that the problem I'm going to resolve? If suppose in the supply chain, there is some problem, needs to be resolved. For that, I might need IoT, blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Okay, those technologies will solve this problem effectively. The third step is to understand, to solve that problem, I might need mobile, I might need analytics, I might need cloud. There is nothing like one single technology solve the problem. That world is gone. There is nothing like cloud only solve this problem. There is nothing like mobile only solve this problem. This is a mobile social analytics combination can solve the problem. So start with business problem, then you get, this is a confusion we had 10 years back. You remember SMAC we started, social mobile analytics cloud, and in Tech Mahindra we started NMAX and all. Then customers asking what technology to use, well, total confusion. After 6 months, I realized it is not going fine. Let me start with business. This is the problem. This is the solution. To implement this solution, to get this benefit, I will suggest you cloud, mobile, and analytics or BPM. Please start like that. Then you get a right answer.
Well explained then. So there's another question. With all the technologies coming in to scan the human body and etc., how harmful it is and how is the privacy secured?
See, I think today also we have been experiencing so many technologies. Like if you go and take CT scan or MRI or X-ray, I mean, these are all technologies are there. But today, what's happening is, for example, you take there are 250 sensors are there to have the body measurements. I mean, body measurement means the health parameters. Okay, the sensors which you put it on the body, then it reads all the indicators. For example, if you take a baby diaper today, the baby diaper has sensors to measure the blood pressure, temperature, and wetness of the diaper. And that data will be appeared in the mobile phone of a mom sitting at office, right? So I think these technologies don't harm, but still there is a debate, the electromagnetic waves, and if you 5G technologies coming in, there is a very, I think the crowded the towers will be there, but there is a debate happening. It may not affect the brain, 5G, but some people in Europe say that it may affect your skin and it will get into inside the skin and it may probably create some problem with the tissue. Okay, but it is far. So what I'm saying here is the technologies, whatever are tested, I think with the regulatory bodies and all, they take the necessary precautions and we trust and go. Even vaccines, I think they are done in 1 year. So we have trusted and gone. God knows what really they have done, right? So I think privacy, yes, it is very important, especially the brain-computer interface is coming in now. I think the brain hacking is possible. Your memories and emotions can be hacked. That may take 10 years from now. I'm sure Elon Musk already started that. And you have a DNA editing is possible today, which is mature, CRISPR. So a cat can have glowing eyes when you take the DNA of a insect. Okay. So human DNAs are also now getting a copy and paste. Okay. So I think those technologies are coming in.
Okay. So there is another question, and I think it would be the last question I will take. So Shiju is asking, which is the best way to start lean startup point for a SME firm, especially when fund is a major constraint?
When cost is a major constraint.
Yes.
Okay. See, lean is different from lean digital. Okay. Our friend Eris Reed introduced lean canvas. Okay. So I'm sure that canvas gives you an excellent information about how do you design your business. Any startup, I also fundamentally suggest I practice it. Okay. There is a canvas, I think they defined. So it talks about which customer segments you want to address, what problems you want to solve for the customers. You are doing a proper analysis, and to solve those problems, what is your product and service? Whether your product and service has the value proposition better than the competition. What is your unfair advantage? Is a differentiation do you have? What is the revenue streams and new pricing strategies you are defining? What is the cost structure? You have to have that canvas to ensure that your business is designed properly at least. But what I am talking is a lean digitalization is different from lean canvas. Lean canvas is only for business model, which is one part of our 12 building blocks. Please understand that. I said 12 building blocks, right? In that there is one element called business model. For that you use the lean canvas. Like lean canvas, there are so many tools and techniques are required, like a playbook required for the whole 12 building blocks digitalization.
Well explained again. So with this, we already come to an end of today's session. I hope all our attendees found it very useful, but there are actually a lot more questions. So I would tell the attendees that feel free to mail them to us, and we will request our experts to address them if Mr. Rao has some spare time. And thank you, Mr. Rao, again for sparing your valuable time with us. And thanks to all our attendees for joining today. I do hope you found it useful. Before you leave, everyone, I would request you to fill up the feedback form. This time you can. This time we would like you to know that if you are interested in attending more detailed workshop like this on the other aspects of lean digital transformation or not, we have mentioned the various areas of feedback form. So do fill up and let us know the interest you have. Thank you all again once more, sparing for valuable time. Stay safe, stay healthy, everyone, and enjoy a great weekend ahead. Goodbye.
Thank you, friends. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.